What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, please be sure to subscribe and like for more content. Today I'm going to be doing a how to draw a head tutorial. So I'm basically just going to show you how I draw heads from front view, side view, 3/4 view, from below the head and above the head. So we're going to be starting off with front view. Let me just type it in real quick. Okay, so this is my front view example. This is how I draw heads from a front view. Let me just name this layer. So in order to draw a head from the front view, you literally just draw a circle, and you can do it this way, and that's like the traditional artist way. Or if you want to be a little bit more quick, you can come down here and do this. But I usually don't use these when I'm like just drawing, especially organic shapes. You kind of want to do it this way up here. So for front view, you just draw a circle, and then do your best to cut the circle in half, directly down the middle. Yeah, that's about right. And then you want to establish where you're going to put the eyes. So the first thing I do is I cut this circle in half, and then you just cut it in half again. And then from here, you can add another line depending on how big you want the eyes to be. That's how much space you want in between these two lines, this one and this one. So if you wanted larger eyes, you could make them, you could give it more space here. If you wanted smaller eyes, you could give it less amount of space. I usually like this amount right here for my characters. Ooh, messing up. The artist woes. Alright, so after you establish where you want your eyes, you can establish where you want the nose. Usually people put it right here at the intersection where these two lines meet. And then from here, you just draw the sides of the face. You can establish a chin first. You can have a chin like this, a square chin, or you can have a more pointy chin. It really just determines how you want to draw your characters and what your art style is. I think for this video, I'll just do the pointy chins for now, because that's generally how I draw my heads. I usually just use a pointy chin like so. And then from here, you just finish the top of the head. You don't have to make it that big. Just make sure everything is nice and lined up. And this will be the top of my head right here. And then you can establish a hairline. Usually it'll be somewhere in here, depending on how big you want the forehead of your character to be. You can put it right here. I'll just leave mine right here for the sake of example. And so from here, you can either lock in the eyes, you can lock in the mouth. The mouth is usually somewhere in here, in between the nose and the chin, or about this length right here. There's like scientific ways you can measure where you want the mouth to be. So like what I learned in art school is when you're drawing the head is usually 5 eyes in length. So you'll do an eye right here, that's 1, and then you'll do 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's how you would do it if you were drawing a super realistic person or super realistic face. I usually don't do that, but I usually do keep this little eye measurement in the middle, because that way you at least separate your eyes. You give them a good distance apart, so they're not too close or too far away. So from here, you can just draw your eye. Just make the eye shape like so. Put it in here. Make another one. Now you got your two eyes. And then you can add in the eyeballs. Let me just zoom in here really quick. Now you got your two eyeballs. And then you just add in the brows. Not gonna be doing a super crazy facial expression, just a regular expression, just to get the point across. And then from here, usually if you look at a human skull or a human face, the ears start at the top of this eyebrow and then it'll end right around where the nose is supposed to be. So that's normally how you would determine the size of an ear. Now again, all of this, you can play around with this once you learn the basics and fundamentals. You can alter all of this and according to your style, and it'll look fine. But these are just the general fundamentals that you should probably follow, or that you can start off with if you want to draw a face from front view. This is pretty much it actually. From here, you're just adding in all the details that you want, depending on how your style is. You can throw in a hairstyle. I'll just add a hairstyle. I'll use my OC as an example. My OC kind of has hair like this. And then from here, you can just clean up all the lines, all the construction lines that you don't want people to see. And then the next example, I'll demonstrate this a little bit better. This one, which is kind of rough. But yeah, from here you can just eliminate all the construction lines. Well on your way to drawing a face from front view. So that's normally how I would do it. This way was a little bit slower because I had to do it to show all of my methods. I normally go a lot faster, and as you practice these, you'll get a lot faster as well. And some people, once you get like really good, I know some artists don't even use the construction lines anymore. They just draw the face. But that's hours of practice. Maybe I'll make the mouth a little bit higher up. There we go. That looks slightly better to me. So that's how I would draw a face from front view. So let's I'll just hide these for now and make another layer. This is how I draw it from 3/4 view. Let me just type it in. 3/4. Minimize that. Okay. So you start the same way, you just draw a circle. But this time, depending on which way your character is facing, you're either going to draw the line that divides the circle over to the left or over to the right. So I think for this example, I'll do it both ways. So I'll start off this way. So I'll divide the circle like my character is going this way. I'll cut it in half again, but this time I'm gonna draw the side of the head to indicate where I want my character's ear to be placed. So I still have my center line, I still have my eye line. I'm gonna draw another eye line here. I'm gonna put the middle eye, or the middle eye measurement here. Then I'll just draw the head. Now this time, instead of just drawing over, I'm gonna lower the opacity on this layer, create a new layer above it, and just draw the head over this. Now this way, I have my guidelines, and when I'm done drawing my head, I can just hide the guidelines and the head will be there. And it'll save me a little bit of time. I won't have to do all the erasing I did in the first example. So from here, I'll just draw the jawline. And remember, the ear will start at where the brows are. So before I draw the ear, I know it's going to be around here, but before I draw it, I'll just add the eyes in, like so. Make sure they're lined up. Make sure it looks right. You always want to zoom out. If you're ever zoomed in too much while you're drawing, if you zoom back out, sometimes you'll find that the drawing will look a little awkward. So you always want to zoom in and out just to see how your artwork is going to look when other people see it, because other people aren't going to see it zoomed in. They're going to see it like this. And I'll have the character, I'll just have him looking the way he's facing. So I'll do a brow, do another brow. Bring the nose right to where the lines intersect, and then just do a mouth. And now from here, now I know that my ear is going to start right here and end somewhere around here. So I'll just add the ear in. Might be a little flat. Add some definition. Do a little stylized ear. It doesn't have to be super realistic. I know the hairline, and you can always go back to the other layer and add in some more construction lines if you need them. I'll finish the skull here, and now go back to my line art layer. Add in the character's hairline. Zoom out, make sure everything looks right. Okay. I'll add in the character's hair. That's how I would draw it from a 3/4 position, looking to the left, and then if you erase the construction lines, you'll get an effect like this. And that way I just saved myself some time erasing the lines like I did in the first demonstration. So let me draw it from the other way. I'll just move this layer over. And I'll do it on the same layer, why not? This time, just draw the circle. Put the line over here. This is where I want the eyes to be. This is where I want the side of the head to be. And I'll do the cranium. Back of the head right here. And that's pretty much all the construction I need. And that's all the construction you'll need with practice. So now, draw the forehead, the eye socket, the cheek, jawline. And I forgot to add in this part for the eye, just to make sure the eyes are measured properly. So I'll add that in. And then from here, you just put the eyes in. And I'll have him looking that way again. Just looking the way he's facing. Studio. Always remember to save your artwork. Always remember to save. Put the brows in, the nose, and the mouth. And now from here, since I have this information, now I know where to put the ear or start the ear. Go back to my sketch layer, put in the hairline indicator, and now I know where to put the hairline. Now from here, you just add the hair in. His hair looks a little bit bigger on the right side, but that's essentially how you would do it from a 3/4 view. Now let me make a new layer. Let me organize all of this first. Abbreviate it. 3, 4, 5. This one, 3/4 folder. So now I'll make a new folder and name it side view. Make 2 layers, one for my construction, one for the line art, and then I'll just write the text. Minimize it a bit. Center it. I'll just add it to this folder. Alright. And I'll do the side view from both. I mean, it really won't make a difference, but I guess it can't hurt. So I'll start off with the construction, and it's always the same thing. You always just start with a circle. But this time, you're not putting a line where you can see it, because if you're looking at the side of the face, the line would technically be over here. I guess if you wanted to add this, you could. So I'll just leave it in. And then this would be the eye line. This would be the side of the head. This would be the rest of the cranium back here. And now your bare bones are pretty much set. Just lower the opacity, go to the line art layer, and now you can start filling in where you've already set your construction lines. Now you pretty much know where everything is, or where you want it to be. You know you're gonna have an eye right here. An eye from the side view will look something like this. You know your brow is gonna be somewhere in here. And now from there, now you know where to put the ear, or at least start the ear. You know this is going to be your character's forehead. You know the nose is probably going to start around this area. You know the jaw is going to end somewhere around there. So you add the lips, the chin, bring this up. Your ear, mouth, nostril, and I'll just add the hairline indicator. I've drawn this character thousands of times, so I pretty much know where I want everything, but I'll just do it for sake of the camera, sake of the example. And now I've got my character's hairline. I know where I want the hair to start. I can just add in the hair. Zoom out. Everything looks fine to me. Move this layer down slightly. And now that's one side. I'll demonstrate from the other side as well. Let's see. So same thing, circle. You just draw the circle. Center line is going to be over here because it's a side view. This is where I want my eyes to be placed. I know I want my ears somewhere in here. I know I want my character's head to be around this size. And that's pretty much it. That's all my construction. So now I can go to the line art layer. Start. I like to start with the eye. Just makes everything easier for me. You can start wherever you're comfortable with. I just personally like to start with the eye and the brow, because that way it's easier for me to place the forehead. Okay, now I know I want my forehead around here. Now I know I want my nose around here. Now I know I want my character's mouth around there, chin, jawline. And then here you go. Just line this up. You can eyeball it or you can draw a line whichever you're most comfortable with. I've gotten pretty comfortable with eyeballing it. I'm gonna put my ear around there. Don't forget the mouth. Character has to talk. And hairline. And then from there, we zoom out a bit. From there, you just add the hair in. That's how I would draw my character from a side view. I could just bring it down a bit so they're somewhat even. Alright, and now let me demonstrate an above angle. We call it an ants eye view. I'll just hide these. Could hide the folder. Yeah, I'll just hide the folder. I'll name this one ants eye. Let me just lower this. Okay, so an ant's eye view is like it implies. You're basically imagining your character from the view of an ant. So if you were an ant, you'd be looking up to your character. So how would your character look from an ant's eye view? For this one, it can be kind of tricky. So you start off the same way. You have a circle, split it in half. But this time, because you're looking from below, your character's eyes are going to appear higher up on the skull or higher up on the face. You can do it around it. I'll do it around it. You still want to separate them, so you're still following those same principles. Jawline is going to appear wider because now you're looking from below. You can finish the rest of the cranium. you won't see as much of it because you're looking from below. So that's a pretty decent demonstration. And so from here, you'd see from under the nose. So some people would draw it like this. This is how I would draw it. The mouth would be higher up too. You see more of the eye like this. Zoom out to make sure it looks right. And we're just going to assume that the character is looking straight, not looking down. So we're going to draw the eyes in such a way that makes him appear like he's looking straight ahead. Bring this down a little. And then from here, what you want to do is you're basically following the same principles. You draw the brow. Draw both brows for both eyes. And now, instead of lining up the ear exactly with the brow, you kind of want to bring the ear a little bit lower. And if you look at pictures for reference, you'll see that most people from this angle, their ears will appear to have lowered on their head. It's just the angle that you're looking at it from. They're not actually moving. You're just seeing it from a different angle. And then from here, you're pretty much done. You just fill in the rest of the face as if you were before, or like you did earlier. So the hairline would probably be somewhere around here. Remember, you're seeing less of the top of the head because you're looking at the character from below. So you're going to see more of the bottom of the character's head than you would if you were looking at them regularly. And that's how you would draw a character's head from an ant's eye point of view. I could demonstrate. Let me undo that. Move them both at the same time. I'll leave it in the middle. Let me draw the bird's eye view next. I'll do bird's eye view next. And like the bird's eye view implies, now you'll be seeing a person from a bird's eye view. Meaning you'd see it from above. I don't know why it does that. Okay, so let's make the construction layer. And so now, instead of looking from below, you'll be seeing the head from above. So same thing. You just draw a circle, divide it. But now the eyes will be lower on the circle. So instead of drawing them around here, you draw them down here. You still want to separate them with an eye's length. Still want to follow that. And now the top of the head is going to appear larger than the bottom. So this will be the top. As you see, there's a lot more space showing up here now. that's pretty much all I need for construction. So now I would just lower the opacity, go to my line art layer, zoom in a little. And again, I'm gonna start with the eye. I'm just the most comfortable starting with the eye. We're just gonna draw the character again, looking forward. Clip Studio is doing its thing. Trying to remind me to save my project. The brows are gonna appear lower too because, again, you're looking from above, so it's gonna change the angle of how certain facial features look and where they appear on the face. The mouth is going to be a little bit closer to the nose, and then from here it's going to be the opposite of how the bird's eye view was, where the ears were lower. Now the ears are going to appear higher. Make your ear like that. Put your character's hairline in. And you'll have a face appears like so. Let me move this eye over a little bit. That's why you always want to zoom in and zoom out, because you'll miss mistakes like that if you didn't. So that's how you would achieve a look of a bird's eye view for a head. So that's going to be the end of this tutorial. If you found value in this, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. I'm going to be making more tutorials in the future, specifically dealing in human anatomy, because that's what I specialize in. So if you're ready to see that, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and thanks for watching the video.